Most cat owners wonder about this at some point. Is my cat actually happy? Not just alive, not just fed, but genuinely, deeply content with the life it has inside these four walls? It is a harder question than it sounds. Cats do not smile. They do not come to you and say everything is fine. Their signals are quiet, subtle, and easy to miss if you do not know what you are looking for. But the signs are there, and once you know them, you will be able to read your cat's contentment clearly and without a word. Here are 8 signs that your indoor cat is not just surviving, it is thriving. They have a relaxed, open body when resting. A happy cat is a loose cat. When your cat rests with its body fully relaxed, legs tucked gently beneath it or sprawled out entirely on its side, belly occasionally visible, that posture is communicating something specific. It is not just comfort, it is safety at a physiological level. A cat that is stressed, uncertain, or on alert keeps its body coiled, ready. The muscles stay engaged even in stillness. The position allows for fast movement if something requires it. A cat that lies on its back with its paws in the air has made a very different calculation. It has decided, at a level below conscious thought, that nothing in its environment requires readiness, that it is safe enough to be completely open, completely vulnerable. Watch your cat the next time it rests. A slow blinking, loose-limbed, fully settled cat is a cat that trusts its world completely, and that trust is the foundation of everything else on this list. They greet you with a raised tail. The tail is one of the most honest parts of a cat's body. A tail raised straight up, vertical, sometimes with a gentle curl at the very tip, is an unambiguous positive signal. It is the feline equivalent of a warm, open smile directed specifically at you. In cat-to-cat communication, this posture is reserved for greetings between individuals who are genuinely glad to see each other. There is no appeasement in it, no anxiety, no social performance. It is pure positive recognition. When your cat walks toward you with its tail raised, it is not just acknowledging your presence. It is telling you that your presence is something it is genuinely glad about, that you are someone worth greeting fully, openly, without reservation. A cat that does this consistently, every time you come home, every time you enter a room, is a cat that has built a stable, positive association with you that runs deep enough to show up in its body automatically. They need. Kneading, that slow, rhythmic pressing of the paws against a soft surface, is one of the most deeply rooted behaviors in a cat's emotional repertoire. It begins in kittenhood. Kittens knead against their mother while nursing, stimulating a milk flow. The motion is paired, from the very first days of life, with warmth, nourishment, safety, and the presence of the one figure the kitten depends on entirely. In adult cats, kneading reemerges in states of deep contentment. When your cat kneads against your lap, a blanket, or a soft surface beside you, it is not a random habit. It is a behavioral echo of the safest, most comforting state it has ever known. A cat that kneads regularly is a cat that is accessing a level of ease it only reaches when everything in its environment feels completely right. You are not witnessing a quirk. You are witnessing the emotional equivalent of a deep, satisfied exhale. They bring you things. A happy cat is often a generous cat. When your cat drops a toy at your feet, carries something to your doorway, or presents you with whatever it has been batting around the house, it is not playing a game. It is sharing. Cats are hunters. And in a social group, a successful hunter shares with the individuals it values. The offering is inclusion. It is your cat treating you as a member of its inner circle. Someone worth bringing things to. Someone whose acknowledgement matters. But here is the detail that connects this to happiness specifically. A cat in a state of stress or anxiety does not do this. Offering requires a surplus, a psychological fullness that only exists when the cat's core needs are met, and it has energy and ease left over to reach outward. When your cat brings you things, it is not just being affectionate. It is showing you that it has enough safety, enough comfort, enough contentment to give some away. Before we continue, if you are watching this and you have not subscribed yet, now is the moment. We break down cat behavior and psychology like this every week. Content that actually helps you understand the animal you live with. It is free and takes one tap. Subscribe and keep going. The next 4 signs are the quietest ones and the most meaningful. They have a consistent daily rhythm. A happy indoor cat has a routine, and it keeps it. It wakes around the same time. It eats with appetite and regularity. It has established spots it returns to at predictable points in the day. The sunny patch by the window in the morning, the chair by your desk in the afternoon, the foot of your bed at night. It moves through its day with a settled, purposeful quality that is completely different from the restless, searching behavior of a cat whose needs are unmet. This rhythm is not boredom. It is the expression of a cat that feels secure enough in its environment to build a life inside it. Cats are creatures of deep routine. Predictability is not a limitation for them. It is the architecture of safety. A cat that has constructed a full, consistent daily rhythm has done so because its environment gives it enough stability to build on. It is invested in its world because its world has earned that investment. They slow blink at you without being prompted. You already know what the slow blink means, but the direction of it matters as much as the gesture itself. A cat that slow blinks in response to you is expressing comfort. A cat that initiates the slow blink, that looks across the room at you, unprompted, in a quiet moment, and offers that deliberate half-close of the eyes without any signal from you, is doing something more. It is reaching toward you, choosing you as the recipient of its most intimate signal in a moment when it had no reason to do anything at all. This does not happen with cats that are merely content. It happens with cats that have built something deeper than contentment, a genuine attachment to a specific person that expresses itself spontaneously in small moments throughout the day. If your cat has ever looked at you from across the room and slow blinked without you doing it first, that is your cat telling you, in the clearest language it has, that you are its person. They play. Play in an adult cat is not a given. It is a sign. A cat that is stressed does not play. A cat that is in pain does not play. A cat that is anxious, overstimulated, or living in an environment that feels unsafe does not play. Play requires a specific internal state, a baseline of physical comfort and psychological safety from which the cat can afford to be curious, energetic, and unguarded. When your cat plays, genuinely engages with a toy, chases something across the floor, ambushes your feet from behind a corner, it is demonstrating that its core needs are met at a level deep enough to leave room for joy. That is not a small thing. Joy is not a default state. It is something that has to be supported by everything underneath it: health, safety, trust, routine, connection. A cat that still plays is a cat whose life contains all of those things in enough measure to generate something beyond survival. It is, in the most honest sense, a happy cat. They choose to be near you, and the last sign is the simplest and the one that matters most. Your cat has the run of your home. It can go anywhere, rest anywhere, spend its time in any room it chooses. It is not tethered to you. It is not dependent on your proximity for warmth or food in any given moment. And it chooses to be near you anyway, not on top of you, not demanding attention, just near, in the same room, on the arm of the chair you are sitting in, on the floor a few feet away, present in your space without needing anything from it, simply because being where you are feels like the right place to be. This is the quietest sign on the list. It does not announce itself. It does not ask to be noticed, but it is, in many ways, the most complete one. A cat that chooses your presence freely, repeatedly, when every other option is available, is a cat that has decided you are the best part of its world. That is what a happy life looks like, from the inside. Your cat cannot tell you it is happy, but it has been showing you all along. Now you know how to see it. Drop a comment with the sign you recognize most, and click the next video. See you there.